Yeah. This is not a mirror. This is a camera.
Guys, can I just continue?
Sorry, Becky.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So, yep. So, Becky, when do you want us to introduce ourselves quickly? Is it before cooking or between cooking?
You can do it before Marni. Can you hear me okay on this, or do you need to switch to?
It's kind of on and off, like cracking.
I think the connection you had was better, actually. Becky,
Say that again.
I think the other connection you had was better.
Right, I'm going to leave this and come back on the other one then.
Okay, as Becky joins, and we are actually at 1 o'clock, maybe we'll start the cook along anyway, and she'll pop back in and join us. So let me hand over to our lovely host, Marni Xuto.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Saturday cook along at 1 p.m. with Great British Food Festival channel. Today is I'm very excited actually because I'm going to learn how to make pancakes. And this is not just a normal pancake. It is rather healthy and savory pancake, and it's going to be green color as well. So our guest host today is Becky. Hi, Becky.
Is she on?
Yep, you are on, Becky. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I had some connection issues, but I'm here now.
Brilliant, Becky. What are we cooking today?
So today we are cooking spinach pancakes with a mushroom sauce. And you can either make this a vegetarian option using eggs and cream and cheese in the sauce, or you can make it a vegan option using chia seeds and an oats cream and tahini in the sauce. So it's up to you guys.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. What are the ingredients that we have to prepare for this dish?
So to start off with, you need 100 grams of spinach. Most of my recipes are really flexible. So if you haven't got 100 grams of spinach, you can use chard, or you could even use kale. Here, I have a mix of all three. So I grow a lot of my own ingredients. And so we've got spinach. So here's the spinach. Ah, lovely spinach. And then I've got some chard. This is actually the chard. And I've also got a bit of kale in mine. So has everybody got spinach?
Yes, I got all the mixture. Yeah, I got kale and all the green bits as well. So yeah.
So you've got a mixture, fantastic. So we're just using that raw. And what we'll need to do is get rid of any thick stems like this. So I'm going to be doing this while I'm talking through the ingredients. So finished. Then the next, for the pancakes, the next ingredient that we need is flour. So 125 grams of flour. I've got mine measured out here. I've actually done a mix of plain and wholemeal. Again, it's up to you, and it depends what you have in your cupboard. I've used wholemeal just because it's healthier. But I didn't have a lot of wholemeal, so I've mixed plain white flour and wholemeal flour together. So what's everybody else using?
I'm using the plain flour. As much as I would like to use the wholemeal flour, but it's quite hard to get unless if I, actually travel to health shop store or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's the normal flour. Yeah.
So I think at the moment we just have to use what we can get a hold of, don't we?
Yeah. I've just got plain flour today.
Okay, so along with the flour, we have baking powder. So just a teaspoon of baking powder, and that's to make our pancakes nice and fluffy. We're making what I think of as American style pancakes, but I suppose you could also think of them as Scotch pancakes. So they're the small, round, slightly fluffy ones, rather than the ones that are a bit more, the flatter ones like crepes. So that's why we've got baking powder in to help them fluff up a bit. And then we've also got 200 grams of milk. So the kind of milk you want to use is completely your choice. Most of you, I assume, will be using dairy milk. I'm using soya milk. Right, so then the next thing, I got distracted then. The next thing is your egg. So I assume most of you are using an egg. But what I'm using, one second.
Interesting.
I'm using chia seed. So I'm using chia seed as an egg replacement. Is anybody else using chia seeds?
No, I'm using egg today.
Just me. Well, I thought because I've gone on a plant-based diet. I'm quite new to it. So this recipe is one that I've taught before as a veggie recipe, and I veganized it. So I'm doing the vegan version, and I thought I would at least show you how to do a chia egg in case you want to cook these pancakes for any vegans in your lives.
Yeah, chia seed would be a good binder, the great substitute, really. I used to make beetroot burgers, and I use chia seed as a binder, really, and it's really good. So can you easily get chia seed in France, where you live, Victoria?
Yes, yeah, we can. I was just going to say that I'm really interested in seeing how the vegan option works, because as I've said previously, we get more and more vegan guests coming through the door. So improving my repertoire is something I'm keen to do. Yeah,
so would you like to introduce yourself a little bit, Victoria, where you are and what is, your chalet, where is it?
So my husband and I, we run the Free Range Chalet. We're based in Bagnères-de-Luchon, which is right in the centre of the Pyrenees in France. We have opened up, but not had any guests as yet since lockdown, but potential for next weekend, so it's all good.
Yeah, so how do you manage the breakfast then? Is all the guests come at the same time, or you kind of
we have a very big table. It's a little bit messy, but so we can get 15 people sat around the table. Yeah. But at the moment that's not possible. We're only allowed 10 people maximum. So we've made a few changes in the house. There's tables and chairs in each room, so we can do breakfast service in the rooms.
All right. Oh, brilliant! Because some people probably would rather just sit down with the loved one in sort of
it's quite a social thing, really.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Right, we go back to Becky. Sorry, to interrupt. So we got baking soda, we got chia seed instead of egg for the binder. Yep.
Yeah, and then the rest of the ingredients for the pancake is just a pinch of salt and some oil for frying your pancakes. So that's the pancakes. Fairly simple, and you'll find these would be great to add to your breakfast offer, and you can just make the same pancake without any spinach in and serve them, with whatever else you're doing for your breakfast.
Fantastic.
Right, so then to go with these pancakes, we're making a mushroom sauce. So the mushroom sauce has got in it 2 spring onions, 200 grams of chestnut mushrooms. Again, just use whatever mushrooms you've got. I just like chestnut mushrooms, just give a nicer flavour. We have a clove of garlic. I've just left mine over there. Hang on, I'll get it. Here we go. A clove of garlic.
Okay.
And then fresh thyme. So I literally, just before, once I'd got all my IT sorted, I went out and picked my thyme from the garden. So about 3 sprigs of this size of fresh thyme, which I'm going to chop. So we just need like a teaspoonful of fresh thyme. Obviously, if you don't have access to fresh thyme, you can use dried, but remember to use much less dried herbs than you do fresh herbs. So if you've only got dried thyme, just put in half a teaspoon, not a teaspoon. And then we need cream, so 50 millilitres of cream and 100 grams of blue cheese. That's if you're doing the cheese version, which is delicious. Obviously, I'm not doing that. So what I'm substituting with is, instead of cream, I'm using Oatly creme fraiche. And likewise, you could use creme fraiche instead of cream in your sauce. If you don't, and you don't even need to use cream, you can just do it as mushrooms without the, mushroom sauce without the cream, and without the blue cheese if you haven't got that either. But the cream and the blue cheese just give it a bit more of a luxury taste. And then to get my sort of umami that you would get with the blue cheese, I'm using tahini. So I've got a dark tahini here, but any tahini will do. And I'm using a teaspoon of tahini, and it really works. So, are we ready to get going?
Yes, I really like this. I started to like this recipe already, Becky, because it seems like it's quite flexible as well. So,
Yeah.
if I don't have this, I can use that. And it sounds good to me, because I'm quite a hybrid recipe developer, so I like something like that. So yeah, where shall we start then?
Well, I'm starting by grinding up my chia seeds. Sorry, I'm making the table. I'm making the table.
Oh, I can feel it here.
So just to show you, which this is making an egg replacement. So you pestle and mortar, or if you've got a spice grinder, but I kind of feel like I need all the exercise I can get. So I like to do things manually. So you grind it up, and you want a tablespoon of ground chia seeds. So that will do.
Becky, how come you became vegetarian? Oh, a vegan?
Say that again.
What made you become a vegan? Did you change recently?
Yeah, it was two things. It was one thing to I moved from being a veggie because I don't like the way dairy farms and cows are farmed, and you don't always know where your milk's come from, whether it's come from an intensive farming situation. Yeah. And then the other thing was about sustainability. That milk, cows, the carbon footprint of beef and cattle is huge. So it was a sustainability issue, and then a health issue. I thought maybe I'd lose weight and get fit.
And you know what? It's kind of...
Do you feel more healthy?
I do actually, but I think I had to make some other changes in my diet as well. I don't think just the vegan, but part of it was I've got such a sweet tooth, and my feeling was that I would eat less cakes because it's harder to get vegan cakes, but actually it's not too hard to get vegan cakes, and it's not hard to make vegan cakes. So, but no, I definitely do. I do feel healthier for it, especially not for eating the cheese, because I used to eat quite a lot of cheese. Right, I'm just going to get a receptacle to make. We now have to add water to the chia seeds. I'm just going to get a little cup.
Yeah, and look like you are actually, you mentioned about sustainability, and this is kind of related to your organization as well, isn't it? Because of that,
yes,
what your enterprise is all about. Yes. Would you like to tell us about your enterprise a little bit, why you prepare the chia seed?
Yeah. So Season Well is all about getting people and inspiring people to eat more seasonal fruit, herbs, vegetables, more seasonal produce, because it tastes great, but it's so much better for the environment to eat things in season, so they haven't traveled lots of miles to get here, so the carbon footprint is much lower, and the effect on the environment is has a much lower impact, because 20% of our annual carbon footprint, so each of us is from food. So we can really make an impact by looking at the way that we eat. And you all know, as foodies yourselves, that food fruit and veg tastes so much better when it's eaten in season and when it hasn't travelled miles and miles to get to us. So that's kind of what Season Well is all about. So we kind of giving people ideas, and we do cooking classes to help people learn how to cook with seasonal food. And we also work with organisations to help them set up their own little kind of growing projects so that they can also offer more people freshly grown produce.
Oh, that is brilliant. So just recap for me again. You put chia seed in there. How many tablespoons? Just 1 tablespoon?
So 1 tablespoon of chia seeds and 3 tablespoons of water. And then you just leave this aside. And whilst we're doing everything else, the chia seeds, the whole mixture will start to become sort of gluey. And then that makes it work as a binding agent. So you always need to give it time to become gluey. So I'll show it you later when we're ready for it, and it will have glooped up a bit.
So now you move on. Are we moving on to mix all the pancake mix together?
Yes, we are. So what you need to do, I hope now, does everybody have a food processor?
I got the bullet.
You've got a bullet. That's fantastic. Anybody say no? They haven't got one.
Yeah, I think actually.
I can get mine. One second.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? You saying no? You've not got one.
Yeah, I might have broken it in a cook along. I might have melted it on the hob.
Well, then you, Nick, get your big knife out and your muscles and start chopping your spinach as finely as you can get it.
Well, it's another way to do exercise, isn't it? And today we also got who else is joining us today? Josie, my favorite girl. She's not there.
Hey, I'm back. I'm getting my processor.
Oh wow, you got the real deal there.
Yeah. So have I missed something?
No, I'm just asking you. Just introduce yourself quickly. That's all. I like that move.
Welcome to sunny Glasgow. My name's Josie. You can get me on Instagram at Josie Pops. Saturday is my favorite day, so is Wednesday because I get to cook different things, and I'm always learning something new. So welcome.
Yay! Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. The girl from South Africa.
Yes, I've got my stuff ready here. I'm gonna move my phone a bit. I've got everything ready here, flour, milk. I just have everything. There's my food processor. So I'm just ready to rock. I was busy running around looking for cream.
Oh, well done. You got it eventually. Tell me your Instagram account again, please. Introduce yourself a bit.
I'm Tiso, all the way from South Africa in Johannesburg. I'm a foodie, so I really enjoy cooking with you, and I'll be joining you most of the Saturday.
Oh, that is brilliant, and I love your cookies. Your cooking is wonderful. So, who is living? You got your auntie who living in England, hasn't you?
Yes, I've got an aunt who lives in England. Yes.
Where she lives? Where is she? Is she in Liverpool or?
Yes, in Liverpool. Yes, she stays in Liverpool.
Yeah, I try to remember her, you said, because you said you're going to send cookies.
Yes, she's busy building a house here. So she said once the construction finishes, she's going to come back. Because last time she came back without telling anyone. So she's going to come. So I'm going to send a bucket of cookies. I was actually finishing up baking while we guys were talking here.
Whoa, that's mad. But I'm happy to take it and eat it all in one go. I love cookies.
Yes,
anyway,
I will send cookies to all of you so that you guys can have them and enjoy them in the UK.
Yes, please. Right, shall we go next? Hello, Tati.
Hi. Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm all right. Yourself?
I'm well. I had to run and get my spinach. I went to Tesco and then I forgot to get spinach. And then I came back home to get everything ready. Only 3 minutes before we started, I only realized I didn't have spinach. Then I had to go run to Eurostore.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, but that's good. That I appreciate your determination to make.
I appreciate you.
So, Tati, tell me your Instagram account, please.
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
What is your Instagram account and what do you do?
My Instagram account is amateurish cook. I know it's a handful. I mean a mouthful. So it's like amateurish cook. So like I just generally like cook, you know, like your everyday food, whatever I'm feeling, like whatever I want to eat, whatever I'm craving. That's what I cook. I'm just a home cook who just likes eating.
Yeah, it's a real good home cook, and I can see as well that the way you present the food is really, really, getting better and better every day, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh, I like it. Right then, who's next?
Hi, I'm Nick. I run the Great British Food Festival in a normal world. But right now we're running a few online events like this one. So with the help of Marni, of course, and hopefully many more cook-alongs to come. We even got a little bit of sponsorship the other day, and a few of our chefs have now had some sauces. Maybe there's a few more of them to come. Who knows where we'll go with the cook-alongs, but it's certainly been lots of fun. And pancakes for lunch.
Ooh, thank you so much, Nick. Without you, it wouldn't happen. We come back to Becky now.
Hello. Right. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to put all of your spinach or whatever green you're using into your food processor. If you haven't got a blender, will do. You can use a stick blender, or like Nick's doing, you can chop it all up really finely. But we're going for, well done, we're going for the easy way, and we are pulsing it in our blender. So I'm just pulsing it in our food processor. I'm just going to try and do this so that you can see it, this is going to be really noisy. So I just want to pulse it till it all breaks up.
So that's the spinach, right?
This is
So you have to pulse it now?
I didn't hear anything then, so if anybody was asking a question, I didn't hear you.
Is it just the spinach, right?
Say that again, Marni.
Is it just the spinach in the food blender?
Just the spinach to begin with, because what you need to do first is break up your spinach. And then once your spinach is broken up a bit, you can look in and make sure it's switched off. And if there's any more stems that you've not cut, just pull them out. Because what we're wanting to go for is a really nice green pancake. And the smaller we can get the spinach chopped up, the greener our pancake will be.
Okay.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this bit, but if you don't mind, if you're quite happy to have a pancake with just flecks of green in rather than a completely green pancake, don't bother with this. Marni, yours will be the greenest of them all because you've got a NutriBullet. So your NutriBullet will cut yours up really fine. Right.
Yeah, I like it too.
Now what we can do is so you can add, I'm just going to show you. This is now my chia egg. This is what my chia egg looks like. So it's now all gloopy.
all right.
So my egg is going in. You can put your egg in as well.
So did you try a few different things to find a good replacement for an egg, Becky?
I use various things. I tried a pancake mixture just with oil in, so without any getting a bit of binding from the oil. And it was all right, but it was much nicer using the chia seeds. You can also use flax seeds or linseeds. They all have that same property of kind of bulking up. And then I've used aquafaba and other things as well. So it kind of just depends what suits the recipe.
Okay.
Right, so in goes, I'm going to put half of my flour in first and whiz this up with the egg. Oh, not a time for my food processor to break. And then I'm just going to add the rest of the flour and the milk. And then whiz it up again. Is anybody else using, yeah, Marni, you're using wholemeal flour, aren't you? If you're using wholemeal flour, you might find you need a bit more milk, but let's whiz it up first.
So Becky, should I have my oven on at the moment? Should I have get the hob turned on, or Becky, should I have my oven on?
I can't hear any questions. I'm going to move my blender out of the way so that I can hear if you're asking me things.
That's all right. You carry on.
No, I'm just going to put it over here. I can still show it you, but then I can hear.
Hi, I'm a bit behind. So in here we put egg and the green and flour, right?
Yeah, so now in your blender, you should have all the pancake ingredients. So pop in your flour. Don't forget your teaspoonful of baking powder and a pinch of salt.
No milk.
Yeah, then pop your milk in.
Yep, sorry. Yep, thank you. Yep. I think I'm catching up.
Okay.
And the egg as well, I guess.
Yes, just put your egg in whole because it's gonna get mixed up within the food process. Oh no, yours isn't. You might want to beat your egg first, Nick. All
right. Yeah.
So what are you, Nick? Can I see you? What are you mixing yours in then? That brilliant.
Yeah.
Have you put your egg in?
No.
Right, I'm just going to whiz mine a little bit more.
Where are you up to, Josie?
All right, so I've got my flour, egg, salt, and spinach. And then I can see Becky giving the mushrooms, so I'm going to start it as well. Are you doing this now?
Yes. I'm just going to show you my pancake mix. So this is what mine looks like, done with wholemeal flour. It's a little bit thick. So if you're using wholemeal flour, you might find that you need a couple of extra tablespoons of milk, and that's what I'm going to add to mine now and whiz it up a bit more. If your pancake mix is ready, so that's all your ingredients and your pancake mix should be mixed together now. If yours is ready, oh look how green yours is, brilliant.
I know, I like it green.
Then you can start slicing your mushroom.
Okay, I'm already sliced the mushroom. So I'm just waiting for everyone. How do we put salt and pepper? Do we put salt in the pancake mix or?
Yeah. Put in a good pinch of salt.
Okay. There you are.
How do we slice the mushrooms? Is it like just like thin slice? A thin slice for mushroom?
Yeah, look like Becky does the thin slices. Yeah.
Yeah, so slicing them into thin slices. If they're quite big, you can then chop them in half.
Okay. Thanks.
So if you think about it, your pancakes are sort of small American style pancakes. So I think it's nice that you can still see the shape of your mushrooms in your sauce. So,
Okay.
But you don't want massive big slices if you've got large mushrooms. So I'm going for slicing mine like that, and then slicing them in half like that.
Right.
Okay, so feel free to go wide a little bit then, just to show it even more. It's good. Mushroom will add a little bit of protein, isn't it?
So Marni, have you already sliced your mushrooms?
Yes, I'm all well prepared. Anyway, so that's why I didn't have time to get myself ready, because I've been cutting mushrooms. Anyway, yes. Did you pick that mushroom yourself, or
Say that again.
did you pick that mushroom yourself?
No, these are from the market.
Okay.
One of the things because I do quite a bit of foraging, but I won't forage mushrooms because you really need to know what you're doing with mushrooms. You really need to feel very confident. So,
so you know which mushroom to pick as well. This is amazing.
I don't know enough. I only recognise a couple of mushrooms, so I don't pick mushrooms in the wild. I have grown mushrooms. Last year, I got a kit from the Royal Horticultural Society, and I work with quite a few charities, and I was working with a learning disability charity, and we grew some oyster mushrooms. They sent the RHS sent out the kit with the spores and the straw and all the stuff but I think we got 3 oyster mushrooms, which we fried and ate between about 6 of us. So
yeah, probably get half of one each. And I thought that if you just pick the mushroom fresh, it becomes very easily watery. You have to sort of leave it a little bit. I thought that once you just pick the mushroom, the fresh mushroom, if you cook it straight away, it's going to become really easy, quite watery. Is it true?
Sorry. Dropping my things.
I think so. I've had a lot of wild mushrooms, but I guess I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question because I don't do picking myself. But I wouldn't imagine. I've been on foraging walks where we've picked them and cooked them, and no, they've not particularly been watery. Why have you had that experience?
No, because I haven't picked mushroom in my life, but I'm saying stuff that I don't know. So if anyone knows, please do send us a text, or if anyone here knows.
Funny you should say that, because I've been chatting to a foraging company that does the foraging walks at our food festivals, and we might be doing forage.
Ooh,
Nick,
really?
I was about to say, see that lady last year at Floor's Castle? She was like picking mushrooms, and then I have to cook it as well.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, the impromptu cook along.
Yeah, it's Hazel who might be doing the live forage for us, actually. I had a chat with her on Zoom about it the other day, but she was struggling with getting a signal in the field. So, obviously, there's no mushrooms until September, though, I think.
There's no what?
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
No, mushrooms are around. You get more in the autumn, so the better time to go foraging is in the autumn. But they are still around now. But yeah, if you're going to do a mushroom forage, do it in the autumn. There are plenty of foraging groups around Leeds. The one I've been on a mushroom walk with edible Leeds. There's a group called Edulis, and they're starting to do foraging online. And then there's a lady called Mina, who I learnt a lot of my foraging off, who now runs a bakery called the Wild Craft Bakery. So yeah, I do, like I said, I do a lot of foraging, but I think mushrooms, you really need to know your mushrooms. Right. So whilst we were chatting, I have chopped my garlic, and I am now just finely slicing the spring onions.
Should I turn the hobs on now?
Yeah. The other thing that I recommend that you turn on now is
Go on.
turn your oven on.
Oh,
I know, on a very low heat.
okay.
Because you can't cook all your pancakes at once. You can, unless you've got a massive frying pan. We're going to make about 6 pancakes, and you can't fit them all in your frying pan. So do 3 or 4, and then pop them on a warmed plate in the oven to keep warm while you're cooking the rest.
Good thinking, Becky. I shall do it now. And I turn my hob on as well. Very low.
Yeah, very low.
So, yes. So who else, what is the name of the lady, Nick? Hazel, that she's can show us how to do this virtual foraging.
The company's called Totally Wild. They do a lot of our foraging walks with food festivals. So normally it's £3 to go on a foraging walk, and they take you around for 45 minutes. So we were chatting about how we could do it virtually. Oh, I've got my hob on.
Be careful.
I'm melting. Yeah. We were chatting about how to do it virtually, and maybe what we would do is say, like 3 items that you can go around your local area, and then compare what we found.
Yeah.
And then maybe there was some other things that we didn't know as well.
That is wonderful idea. Listen, if London Fashion Week can do virtual fashion show, we can also do a virtual foraging as well.
Yeah. And you know what? We could also even kind of link it. Where's she based, Nick?
I think she's Derbyshire, but they're around the UK. So.
Because we could even regionalise it and go right. You know, because there's, you know, because I forage and there's another lady doing this who, I don't know where she's based, but we could say this is where you can find whatever she's foraging for. We can give suggestions of where you can find it locally.
We'll get all our foraging stocks depleted, will we?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm just conscious about the time. What do we have to do next now? I turn the hob on.
Right, the hob's on. So you're actually going to need 2 hobs for this. We're just going to get our sauce started, and then we're going to leave our sauce gently cooking while we fry our pancakes. So let's get our sauce started.
Let's get saucy.
Just a glug of oil of your choice. When I'm doing things like sauces, etc., I use rapeseed oil, and I still use a cold pressed rapeseed oil because it's the healthiest. And of course, rapeseed is local rather than something like olive oil, which isn't. Right.
Right, my oil is into this little tiny pan here for the sauce.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'm using this induction hob, so I can show you, I'm having to use a much bigger pan than I really would choose to use. And now the hob is
yeah, it's very posh, isn't it? Induction hob. It's not like me, rough and ready. Gas hob. Huh?
Yeah, I can't get it to work though, so you know. So oh no, it's working now.
So Victoria, at the chalet, do you use gas hob? Is it quicker to cook? Is it more for industrialized type of cooking?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Is gas hob is better in your kitchen?
Yes, yeah, much better.
Yeah. Yeah, so you are in my team, rough and ready team. Right then,
Yes.
oil, oil is slightly heat up already. What do we have to put next?
So put your spring onions and your garlic into the pan. It's not quite ready yet.
Oh, sizzling, sizzling.
Right, just give them a stir around. Just get them slightly cooked. So just they start to soften, then add your mushrooms and your chopped thyme.
Okay, so in here is garlic, spring onion, mushroom.
And then add your mushrooms.
Yeah.
And your
And I will
chopped
put,
thyme.
yeah, of course, yes. I haven't got the fresh one, so I'm just gonna sprinkle tiny bit of the dry one.
That's fine.
But Becky, did you say before that if you use the dry thyme, you use half as much dry as you would fresh?
Yeah.
I would have thought that this one would have more flavour.
No, well, if you think about it, as herbs dry, they lose water, so their flavour becomes more concentrated.
Okay.
So you always use more fresh herbs than dried herbs.
That's new to me. That is a good tip. How are you doing, Kate?
So once you've got that just gently cooking, I'm going to move this onto another hob because I'm going to use this I'm going to use this for the pancakes. If you've got two hobs, fine. Just then turn it down to a really low heat, and we're going to let that just cook away whilst we're frying the pancakes.
Okay, so now I turn the hob for pancake on because I got two hobs in front of me now.
This is gonna be a challenge. I'm like going in and out.
I know.
It's all right.
You joking. How is my South African lady doing? Is your pancake as green as mine?
I'm doing great. I've got my food here. My stove was actually hot already. I had it ready and prepared. So I've got a second pan that's gonna go in for the pancake.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Here's my meat.
Gosh, you know what? Everyone got quite a very professional type of electric blender. I just use my bullet that I use for my smoothie in the morning. But
I'm actually a chippy. I'm actually a chippy. So whenever there's a sale, I run.
Anyway, this is a consistency. It's thicker than I thought. So
Yeah,
I think this pancake, yep, this is the right consistency.
Marni, yours is much more thicker than mine.
Thicker?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at yours. Okay, lift it up and put them back in again. Can you lift them up for me, Nick?
Did you put the flour in? Have you put the flour in?
Yes, I have put the flour in.
I just want to show you the consistency we're aiming for. Nick, have you forgotten to put the flour in?
No, I've not forgotten to put the flour in.
I thought that was a bit. Let me show you the consistency you're aiming for.
Let's have a look.
So I need you to drop it from the spoon, so it's a dropping consistency, okay, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what yours is like, Marni? Or is yours too thick?
Mine is quite good. It's more like a oat cereal that I like in the morning. You know, the consistency itself.
Can I have a look at it, Marni?
So we're going on the pan, are we then? What's the next step?
Yep. Should I put it in the pan now?
Yeah, put some oil in your pan first. So oil your
Yep, I
pan.
have.
And then you'll need either a ladle or a big spoon. So you're aiming to get about 6 pancakes out of this. My oil's not hot enough.
Yep. What is the heat? Is it medium heat?
A high heat.
High heat.
Yeah, you want it to be sizzling. Mine's not sizzling. It's because I'm using a different hob than I normally cook on. But it's all learning.
Yep.
So wait till your oil is nice and hot.
All right. I'm the first one is not sizzling, but I'm gonna wait a little bit before I put the second one.
So just wait.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think yours is a little bit thick.
Oh. Okay. So should I put a little bit more milk?
Yes. Because you've used the NutriBullet.
Yep.
It means that your spinach is totally incorporated, which has thickened up the batter a bit. It's brilliant. Your colour's going to be amazing. But I would just add just a really tiny splash of milk.
Okay, will do.
Come on, baby. Come on.
You know what?
What?
My daughter made a very good pancake, but what I realized is in order to make a pancake, it needs a little bit of patience, in order to, achieve of what you want to achieve. Because of, like Instagrammable type of pancake. You have to wait a little bit and be cool about it and not rushing, listen to music in between, talking to your friends in between, and then you forget about it and then your pancake burns. So.
Yeah.
Right, let me try the second one. Come on, my lovely green pancake.
So you're flipping already.
Oh, Victoria. So if the pancake is in your...
Something to flip your pancake with.
Yeah. If your pancake is in the menu as well, Victoria. Have you got pancake in your menu?
I didn't catch that, Marni.
Victoria, at your breakfast time menu, have you got the pancake in your menu as well?
Yes, yeah, I quite often do an American pancake, the French love sweet breakfast, so it always goes down really well and goes down quite well with it as well.
Fantastic! I love good American pancake. Do you serve with bacon or something like that?
Yeah, maple syrup generally here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a maple syrup.
Ones. So I have flipped my pancakes over using a I never know what these are called, fish slice or spatula, whatever you call it.
Flat slotted spoon, I think. I don't know.
This right, I think I need 2 spatula. Right, I'm gonna go for the flipping.
Well. I see yours are very green as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
How did you get them so green, guys?
It's not very round, but
it's the mix.
I think I did it right. I need to do it again. Oops.
Get your pan hotter.
Yeah, I'll put it up a wee bit.
Yeah.
So that one I can scrap that. It's not for Instagram.
I like this little bit. So look, I finished a very mini pancake. I'm gonna test it now.
Ah, tiny one.
Yeah, that is the best bit, really. That dripping stuff. Okay. I test this one before I flip the other one.
So just keep sitting there.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Each time.
The only problem I've got is I keep on eating my cheese. I'm quite hungry.
Say that again, Nick.
Keep on eating the cheese that's here because I'm quite hungry. So.
Oh, yeah. Cut the cheese while you're waiting. Cut the cheese into cubes.
Okay.
Give you something to do to stop eating it.
Well, then it's even easier to eat, actually.
Oh, I love my pancake already. It looks really nice.
They look brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
This is my very first American pancake that I made ever. So very proud of myself.
Same here.
Yeah.
First pancakes.
Yeah, usually my daughter make it for me.
Now you can make her healthy pancakes.
Wow, that's a big pancake.
That is that is a good size. I like it. I like it.
And mine are a bit different. They're runny, but I actually intended for them to be runny.
Oh, so you like it a little bit?
Flakes, then.
Yes, because of my presentations. I'm sneaking peeks while doing every step.
Good.
So I got them a bit dry. I'm putting a paper towel in between to prevent them from sticking. So I'll show you the final presentation once done.
Is it working as a crepe with the baking powder in?
Yes. I got a bit of baking powder. I got a spoon here of baking powder.
And it's still working as a crepe. It's not too thick, is it?
No. I actually added a bit of extra milk.
Brilliant.
All right. Yeah, that's it. If you can adapt the recipe as how you like it, really. So so runny is good as well. Flatter is quite nice as well. So in the meantime, look like my mushroom look a little bit quite nice already. Do we have to put cream now, or shall we wait a little bit?
If your mushrooms are softened now, you can add your cream.
What are these mushroom juice? It looks like a dark color.
Yes, because they're chestnut mushrooms. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can add your cream. My pancakes are all cooked, so my pancakes are going into the oven to keep warm.
All right.
So we'll move on to the mushroom sauce now then.
Have I missed something?
Never, Marni.
Right, so I am adding the cream into my mushroom sauce now. 50 milliliter, isn't it?
50
Yeah,
minutes.
50 milliliters.
Yes, that's brilliant. Anything else apart from the cream?
So put your cream in, stir that round, and then your blue cheese. So you need to cut your blue cheese into. So I'm adding a very large tablespoon of creme fraiche into mine, rather than the cream.
Okay.
So you need to then add your blue cheese. So stir your cream round and then add your blue cheese. Instead of using blue cheese, I'm using a teaspoon of tahini.
Ah, that's your vegan option.
That's my vegan option.
I'm away to my other kitchen. See you in a bit.
You know what? Respect to Josie. You're running backward and forward, aren't you, Josie?
And then to my sauce, I'm just adding a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay, so in here, you know, mushrooms, salt, and pepper.
Yeah. So your sauce should be looking like this now.
This would be a pretty good sauce with a pasta dish or something as well, wouldn't it, Becky?
Yeah, it would. Mine isn't too saucy because I want it to sit on the top, as in just kind of nicely creamed mushrooms on top.
Okay.
Okay. So you can let your milk thicken up a bit. I don't need to let mine thicken up because I've used creme fraiche. So I will plate now just to show you.
Oh, you had a load of strawberries then.
Well, you can have it with
My
strawberry as
nice
well.
oak table. So final bit now is to chop some fresh herbs to go on the top of your finished dish. So use whatever fresh herbs you've got. I've got parsley growing in some community veg beds just at the bottom of my road. So I've picked parsley from the bottom of the road, and I've also picked chives.
That is brilliant. So is it part of the what is it called, Edible Credible project, or what?
Yeah. So in Guiseley we have an Incredible Edible. So Incredible Edibles are sort of volunteers who grow, you know, fruits, herbs, vegetables for people in the community to help themselves to for free. And I coordinate an Incredible Edible here in Guiseley, where I live. But they're all over the country. So they started off in Todmorden, but they're all over the country. There's some in France, even some in Hong Kong.
So Becky, you were saying there's like a gorilla growing on the edges of the roads as well and stuff, is there?
Yeah.
Right.
One of Incredible Edible's mottos is it's easier to say sorry than it is to ask for permission. So it's easier to grow some food wherever you see a spare bit of land than ask for permission to do so. Great, that's looking good. A little bit on the well done side there.
I lost one there, I think, yeah.
Oh, that'll be fine. Just turn it over.
Yeah, that is brilliant. I think since lockdown, you know, people change the way they consume the food a little bit as well. They start to use the local produce and in order to, you know, make their own food really, which is, I think it's a good movement. And I really totally support it.
And I really hope that's going to continue once we can get back, because hopefully people will have fallen in love with having nice, fresh, local produce from their local greengrocer or their local market, rather than getting packaged stuff from the supermarket that you've no idea where it's come from. So I'm hoping this is going to help the food revolution, this lockdown.
Yes. And
right, so I've got a little mixture of parsley and chives there, and I'm just going to sprinkle those on top of my pancakes, which I will place up and show you now.
Ooh, excited. I shall start making them as well.
I guess guys, just about there. Let
me test the sauce. I bet the sauce tastes lovely. Oh, super Morris. I like that.
So I'm just serving 3 pancakes per person. And I'm topping with a nice dollop of mushroom sauce.
3 pancakes per person.
Yeah.
Portion.
Pardon?
And why not?
Yeah. That is a really delicious, nutritious lunch full of fresh seasonal flavours.
That's good.
Thank you so much, Becky. It looks fantastic. I love it. And I can't believe that it's vegan that you just made. It looks so,
I know.
rich
Oh,
in nourishment.
lovely.
Oh, man.
That's
That looks
gorgeous. I like your little salad as well.
Yeah, salad.
Yeah, I can tell that you're hungry.
I'm working on my mushrooms. Running away
me
with time.
too.
I'll catch up.
Yes. In that note, I think on that note, I think we better say goodbye to everyone and thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share as well. Thank you for for joining us this Saturday afternoon, so you can do everything else afterward with your family now. We come back here again this Wednesday at 7 p.m. and we're gonna cook fish curry by Tony. Is there anyone else want to say anything?
Well, thank you to Becky. Thank you for sharing the recipe. This looks awesome and, like you say, super healthy as well. So really made up with this one.
Brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. And thank you for letting me test out my various bits of kit. Oh, looks lovely.
Very excited. Oh, I've got some chives as well. Just been to pick some.
Oh, fresh chives.
Okay, guys. So thanks, Becky. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Thanks, everyone. Don't forget to send the photo. Bye.